上次跟大家分享了该如何做推荐的一个架构，那今天我们要来沿用 Core 来教大家如何推荐你喜欢的商品给对方。Hello， 欢迎来到 Executive Plus 主管双语沟通力的 podcast。我们希望带给大家最实用的沟通工具，包括了成功人士对全球市场的分享、职场英语的技能、跨文化沟通技巧与其他能帮助您成为出色领导者的工具。Hi, I'm Sherry, founder of Executive Plus. As a language trainer and certified coach, I've trained hundreds of managers from Fortune 500 companies such as Dior, Google, Deloitte, and Yahoo.
And I'm Nick, Director of Communication Strategy at Presentality.I've helped startups raise millions of US dollars in funding and train the executives of publicly listed companies to present on the global stage.
Welcome to the Executive Plus podcast,
where you can take your communication and language skills from good to great. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Executive Plus podcast. If you joined us last week, we did a little breakdown of how to make a recommendation.Spurred by the inspiration of the Squid Games and the fact that Sherry should never watch that show. But last night, I was watching the brand new Apple event releasing the new MacBook Pros, and holy crap, has Apple completely lost its ability to sell products.
Wow.
And I say that while recording on a MacBook Pro, sitting next to my iPhone and my iPad. I love Apple products, but they have lost the ability to talk about what is important to their users.
Wow. Should we cover that in the next episode then?
We can definitely talk about that in a future episode.
Okay. So I guess today, 因为我们在第116集的时候，我们就提到说该如何推荐，尤其是影集啦。我们用了很多 example 都是在讲影集嘛，如何推荐影集跟一些电视剧或电影给对方。那我们有用了 Core C-O-R-E 的方式，那我们今天想要沿用了这个同样的模式，但是我们想要来做一些 example 给大家，该如何来推荐商品。
Now, the reason that we want to do this is because after our last episode, we have a lot of people ask more specifically about products, whether, they have to introduce products in their own company or they want to introduce products to their friends, but products tend to be a little bit different than services, than things like movies and TV shows, because it's something that they're going to actually have to use. But the process still remains very similar. So we want to talk a bit about how to do it for products today. Now, we're still going to follow the same core process. If you recall, it's C, connect, O, offer, R, reinforce, and E, execute, starting with connect. And connect is always, of course, when you make a recommendation, no matter what the thing is, it should be about the person you're recommending it to. So you have one of two options. One is if you're recommending it directly to your client or to your friend or someone that you have a relationship with, you should think very carefully about what is their need, why would they want it, or why are you recommending it to them? If in the case that you're recommending this to a larger group of people, whether it's online marketing, then actually calling out specifically who it's for, who will benefit from it, or what kind of person will get the most out of it is always how you begin.
So phrases like, this is great for someone who, or you can say it's really for someone or anyone who likes this kind of behavior or does this kind of thing.
Right. So let's say that you're introducing your product to your client. You could launch into all the features and how amazing it is, but the first thing you have to do is understand what their problem was. So like Sherry said, it's like, this is for anyone who has this specific issue. Right? So even in a B2B setting, let's say that you're selling another company a specific part or a specific thing, then you can phrase it's like, this is for anyone who is so frustrated with the difficulty of maintaining parts for their machines and wants an easy plug-and-play solution.
So, or you can say, this is great for anyone who doesn't like multiple different steps of their skincare routine. They really just want one product that fixes everything.
So when we were making this episode, Sherry and I were going back and thinking about some of our most recent purchases that we would actually recommend to people. And the first thing that came up to me was a backpack. Now, if you've listened to our podcast, it's come up a few times that I'm a bit obsessed with bags. So I probably own more backpacks than most women own purses. I buy every kind of brand, Tumi, Samsonite, Coach. I own all the backpacks. I've backed, I don't know how many different Kickstarter campaigns. But one thing that has happened over time is I have found that there are certain backpacks that I own that are beautiful. Just they're like display art, beautiful. But leather backpacks are so heavy. And I'm apparently getting older and it's causing problems for my back. And so recently I bought a backpack that's well styled. It's actually not very expensive, but it's super light. And so when I'm thinking about recommending it for, the first thing that comes to mind is someone like me, someone who really likes design, but cannot afford to carry a 50-pound backpack. I already have my laptop, my notebooks, everything in there. So when I recommend this bag, I would think about it and go, this is great for anyone who wants to carry something very stylish, but they want the ability to not have any pressure on their back.
So now when I was thinking about what kind of products that I want to recommend, now this is not specifically for Nick, really, but I have recommended this product to multiple of my friends, mostly girlfriends. It's actually a lip gloss, and this is not sponsored. It's called Lip Glow by Dior. I literally have used probably, I would say 6, 7, or even 8 tubes of this lip glow product. Now, 如果我要来去形容，我要来推荐这个产品的话，我第一个嘛，我都会去形容是什么人会喜欢这样的产品。So again, using phrases like, this is great for anyone who, for this particular product, this is great for any woman who is busy and who has a lot going on, but just want one thing to make them feel good about their lips and then feel comfortable, moisturized, and has a little bit of color. So that's it. That's usually the way I recommend this product, and it usually just sell really well.
So now that you've made that connection, again, you've narrowed down who this product is for and why you think this person would get the most out of the product. Then we go into offer. And offer is mostly the product itself. So in my case, it's actually a Lexon, L-E-X-O-N, L-E-X-O-N backpack. It's a Swedish design house that actually manufactures abroad, but their attention to detail is really great. So when I was recommending, again, I would say is for anyone who's looking for very stylish backpacks that will not weigh down your back, I really recommend Lexon.
And now, if it's for me to recommend a lip balm, a lip product, I would probably go into, there are so many different colors that you can choose from this range. And they even have lip oil now. But you can definitely go from something that's very subtle or something that's more dramatic or a little bit more pigmented than your regular lip balm.
So this is your connect and offer. These are often, especially when describing products, intertwined because why you're connecting, why you're recommending it to a person, and what they will get out of it are usually connected. The third step is reinforce, which is how do you prove or how do you give details about what is going on? In my case, again, because I'm someone who really cares about the design and the functionality and the lightness of a backpack, because I'm recommending this to a certain audience, these are the things that I would get into details of. Now, a lot of people would just jump into the details, especially if you go into a sales room. They'll be like, check out how light it is. Check out how the zippers work. Check out, and they'll go full feature. But if the person hasn't decided that's what they actually want, because they'll walk into a store and they'll be like, look at this. And then you might be like, oh, I just want a pen. Right? This is why connect is first. But when you get into the details, you know that this is something that you really want to recommend. Now you can start get into more information. So in the case of the backpack, when I talk about style, I may talk about, for me, I really like simplicity. So when I recommend the backpack, there's too many backpacks, especially on Kickstarter. They're like, we have 850 different pockets and a place for your cell phone and a place for your keys and a place to put your charger and your connector. I don't need any of these things. I literally need it to look good. I need it to be light. And I need to put in a 16-inch notebook. So this is what matters to me.
所以我觉得这个部分呢 reinforce 的地方，我们是来非常具体的提供给对方他们应该会喜欢的地方在哪里，他们喜欢的 detail 在哪里。So remember, when we're recommending a TV show or movies, there's a phrase that we taught everyone, I think you'll especially like, right? A certain character, a certain story, or a certain detail of that movie. 那我觉得如果用在我们商品上面的话，这个时候可能你已经稍微了解了这个客户啊，或这个人他的喜好在哪里。那如果我在 recommend, 比如说这个 lip balm 好了 I would probably go into a specific color that I think will look really good on this person. So I think I could say, I think you'll especially like the number 0 to 5 because it has a bit of a red. It just really makes your complexion looks really healthy and it allows you to glow. So you can make like a personal recommendation for this one specifically.
Right. So again, if I was recommending the backpack and starting from beginning to end, I may look like I really recommend Lexon's backpacks.
Yeah.
They're definitely for anyone who wants something stylish and functional, but light enough that you can carry all your things without hurting your back. Aside from it being incredibly light and you don't notice the weight, I think what people will especially like is the attention to detail that makes the bag functional, like the zippers. It definitely has the smoothest zippers, and every zipper has a covered rubber lining, so it's completely waterproof. You can definitely put your expensive electronics in there, never have to worry about them getting wet. But also the dividers, they have the perfect number of pockets and dividers, so it's very clean. You can carry everything you need without feeling like you're stuffing too much stuff in there to use all the functionality.
I think I'm sold.
Well, you actually have,
I do have one.
Not the backpack, but you have their laptop carrying case for almost exactly the same reasons. And that was because I drug you into that store.
Exactly. But here comes the last step, which is execute, right? 所以我们 CORE 最后面就是 execute, 也就是行动。那这个时候呢，你可以 recommend 你的朋友啊，或者是你的客户要怎么样去购买这个产品，要怎么样去做下一个 action step.This could be easily as, you go check out their online shop or their physical counter to buy their product. I think they're having a sale. They're having a sale. You can also talk about that as well to kind of give them an encouragement. I think that was a really good way to do that.
Execute. Where to get it. Send them a link. In my case, I drug you to the store. But if you're in execute, it's just about sharing. Now, again, nothing that we're talking about today is sponsored. These are just our own recommendations of products that have really mattered to us and how we would go about introducing it to other people. We encourage you to think about the same thing. Again, the core framework, connect, offer, which means why, who is the person, what do they care about before you tell them what it is. Then reinforce, what are the details that will matter to them, especially that phrase, I think you'll especially like. And that's not whatever feature you think is most important. It's whatever feature will connect to that person. And then execute. How do they go about doing it? We hope this simple framework to help you introduce products will help you think more carefully about how to do your audience and not do the stupid Apple technical 50 commercial thing that I watched last night. Horror show. I still want a new computer, but horror show of a presentation.
All right. Well, we'll definitely hear more about that soon, huh?
Yeah. And we'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
如果你喜欢我们的 podcast， 欢迎来追踪我们的主管英文 Executive Plus 的 Facebook。那也可以写信到我们的信箱 yourcareerplus@gmail.com。